Hi there, welcome to Money Box by Rookie Manager. My name is Kelly. Today I want us to talk about demonetization. That is currency or the money that we use. So grab something warm to drink and let's get to it. So about a week ago, on the 1st of June, the central bank governor addressed the nation at the Madaraka Day celebrations. By the way, side note, I did find it a bit weird that Dr. Njoroge, a technocrat who hasn't been very loud, for the last couple of years of his term, was now speaking at a national celebrations. I didn't read much to it, but that was curious to me. But anyway, so towards the end of the celebration, he stood up and he announced that we were changing our currency, like the money we have used for the last couple of years was gonna change. And he said that this was in line with our 2010 constitution. Now, what does that mean? So the constitution mandated or required that the money we use should not bear the image of a person. Now, if you remember well, you know that originally our money had Kenyatta, and then Moi came to power and he changed that, and we had money that had Moi's portrait. And then when Kibaki came into power, we had the Kibaki coin, which was a 40-bob coin, but it was limited edition. But he then, the money that was printed during that time reverted to the Kenyatta image, I think, which is what we have till now. And so during the 2010 constitution, there was a discussion, and I think Kenyans were consulted on this, and they said that they'd rather not have anybody's image or portrait in our money. So this is what the central bank is trying to adhere to or to change so that we can be in line with the constitution. Now, Dr. Njoroge and the central bank's press release specified what our new money will look like. Unfortunately, I don't have it yet, so you'll see it when it comes out. And he said that our money will have the big five. That is the elephant, the buffalo, the rhino, I think, and the leopard, and the buffalo, I think. Anyway, so in Kiswahili, because the press release was in Kiswahili, it was ndovu, nyati, kifaru, chui, and Simba, yes, the lion. Yes, that's the fifth one. So anyway, the money will have the big five, and then it will also have certain themes. Like every note will have a different theme. We have agriculture as a theme, we have social services, we have governance, we have tourism, and clean energy. I don't know why clean energy, but hey, that's what they decided to have. Now, since then, there has been some debate because the images of the money came out. Because, so one note, I think it's the 1,000 bob note, has the KICC picture, but then it's from the front. So you have the Jomo Kenyatta statue right there. And there has been a debate online whether this is an image or a portrait of the founding president of the nation, which is against the constitution. And what I understand is somebody has already gone to court to challenge that. The second thing is, I think the 200 bob one, the blue one at the back, I guess the theme there is social services, has kids using the laptop, the new tablets, and that picture has Matiang'i, who's the internal interior minister for interior. And again, that represents an image of a person. So we can expect that there will be some legal challenges, but at the same time, there's the argument that we've already spent a lot of money to print the money, yes, so can we just use it as it is? I don't know. I can't really say much about that. On the plus side, though, is that these notes have embedded features that make it easy for the visually impaired to recognize the currency that they're holding, which I think is pretty cool. That was a good thing. Now, alongside all those features, the other thing the central bank announced is that they were going to be taking the 1,000 bob note out of circulation. So you see what usually happens when there's a currency change, like when Kibaki came in, is you use both types of currency alongside each other, and with time, the older currency grows old and is taken out of circulation. But both types are valid. So like if I have a Moi note and a Kenyatta note, I can use both, that's okay. But then the governor said that as at October 1st, the 1,000 bob note, the old type, will no longer be legal tender. That will not be able to use it if you're holding that money. Now, the motivation behind this announcement, which is what we are calling demonetization, is that he said that there was a lot of illicit currency flowing into the country, and the 1,000 bob being the highest currency note was being used a lot for this. And the second was that it had been counterfeited a lot. So there was a lot of counterfeit currency flowing also in the economy. And so by taking it off circulation, he hopes that he will be able, to reduce this so that people with counterfeit can no longer use, and the people with the illicit money can't bank it. Okay? So those are the two intentions. Since then, there has been talk of corruption, that for a long time, we've had rumors that many politicians and entrepreneurs are holding corruption proceeds in cash in vaults in their houses. And the thought is that now they won't be able to bank this money, and so they will lose their corruption proceeds. Please note that the central bank did not say this. This is, in conversations thereafter. Now, two things, how this will happen, because I have seen forwards. We like forwards, and we like to warn people, and, all kinds of alarmist stuff that, I don't know, we won't be able to use 1,000 bob notes and so on and so forth. How this will work is, one, you are supposed to take, if you have any 1,000 bob notes, you can freely take them to the bank, not necessarily bank them into an account, but the bank is supposed to exchange the notes for you. So up to 5 million shillings can be exchanged in any bank, and then over 5 million shillings needs to be taken to the central bank. So kindly note, we are not taking 1,000 bob off circulation. It means if you have the old note and you take it to the bank, you get the new notes. And then the other thing is it's not illegal to use cash. We've been seeing announcements of landlords saying that you can no longer pay your rent in cash. And I think one stockbroker said you can no longer deposit cash into your stockbroking account. I think this is unnecessarily alarmist. Nobody said you can't do these things. So it's still legal to use cash. It's still legal to use the 1,000 bob note until October 1st. And any bank should be able to exchange your money for you. And if you wish to bank it, you can do it until October 1st. So that's it. So you give out an old note, you get a new one. And to be honest, it's a week in, even our ATMs are still dispensing the old notes. The only thing I would say is that be careful, when you receive the 1,000 bob, to make sure that it's not counterfeit. Because my assumption is a lot of counterfeiters will try and trade in, use their counterfeit money to trade so that they cash it out, so to speak. So that's basically it. But then when we talk about demonetization, I think one of the things to look at is what have other economies done, and did it actually achieve its goals? First of all, demonetization means many things in practical sense, but at the core of it, it means declaring current legal tender illegal and replacing it with new forms of legal tender for different goals. And so we're only demonetizing the 1,000 bob. For the others, they'll circulate alongside the new ones until they go out of circulation. Now, a similar economy that did this was India back in 2016. Their Prime Minister, Modi, Narendra Modi, who just got re-elected, by the way, declared that the 500 and the 1,000 rupee notes were gonna go out of circulation. I think he gave them like a day, not 3 months like us guys. And it was crazy, people trying to exchange the money. It's a big country, it's a huge population. It was chaotic. The practical bit of it was totally chaotic. Now, Modi's intention was purely to fight counterfeit and corruption. So people who are holding corruption proceeds in cash. He hoped to catch those. Now, there I think 2 years in, a few studies were done to see whether this was effective. Did it achieve what it intended to achieve? And what they found is that 99.3 of the notes that were in circulation were banked. So almost every note that had been released by central bank into the economy made it back to the bank. And what they realized was, one, the illicit money was being held in real estate, in Swiss bank accounts, in gold, and also some of these people, the corrupt, paid the poor to open accounts and to bank money for them, So sort of, money laundering. And the other thing that they found is that the counterfeiters caught on with the new currency pretty fast, because right after the demonetization period, they launched a 2,000 rupee note, which was a new note. And within 1 week of launching it, already the fakes version were in the market. So the other thing is that the cost of demonetization, that is printing new currency, but also managing the process, proved to have been higher than the benefits. And I will put the links to a couple of studies that looked at the India case if you want to read further, and a few other countries that have tried to do this in the past. And, at the end of the day, I think we should wait and see how it will work out for Kenya. But I want to deal with one question, like the last question before I end this vlog, on what it means for us in the fight against corruption, because this has been hyped a lot by the politicians in the last 1 week. I think one thing to understand about Kenya is that our corruption is systemic. And it's supported, I don't want to say enabled, but supported by banks. Because if you remember the NYS scandal a couple of years back, money was moving from one bank to another, being carried in sacks. We already know that the law does not allow withdrawal or deposit of certain amounts, I think above 1 million, without explanation and supporting documentation. But we know banks have been enabling this. And sure, a couple of them got fined, but we don't, a fine is not a criminal, a conviction, so to speak. So we haven't seen bankers being convicted of these practices. I honestly am not sure if white collar is a real crime in Kenya. And so nothing stops them from enabling this process. And then the other thing that's hard to run away from is the fact that a lot of our politicians own banks. So this makes it very easy for them to compromise the system and still get their money banked. The second thing is, say they are successful, say the demonetization is successful, and we have corrupt people who cannot bank their money. At the bottom line is that their loss does not translate directly to our gain as citizens. So when they lose this money, we don't gain much. They've lost, and then what? So ultimately, it's almost zero sum. I guess we are happy that the thieves have lost money, but the economy itself doesn't gain much. And then the other thing is, it won't stop them from stealing some more money. We haven't heard from the government anything serious insofar as stopping corruption. I mean, just last month we had the IFMIS thing with one of our counties where they were saying that, it was hacked, or we don't know how the money moved. And we know these things. Every day we hear people being arrested and taken to court, but really no convictions and no money that's coming back. So unless systemically we are serious about fighting corruption, I feel like this demonetization process may not achieve that. Probably it will reduce counterfeiting if the new currency has good security features that are hard to copy, and maybe it will reduce illicit financial flows. But on corruption, I don't think it will do much for us, unfortunately. But like I said, we wait and see, and hopefully the process will be transparent so that those of us who are interested in studying it will be able to do so. So that's it on demystifying demonetization. Key things to remember: it's not illegal to use cash, 1,000 bob notes. If you go to any bank, they will exchange your 1,000 bob notes for the new version at no cost at all. You have till October 1st to bank your money. If you're banking up to 5 million shillings, you can do that, get it exchanged, not banking. You can get it exchanged at any bank. So they give you your 5 million in new edition notes. And by October 1st, this should be done. And then maybe in a year or two, we'll come back and see if this exercise has been a success. So that's it for this vlog. A bit long, a bit technical, but much needed information. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments box or on my socials, which are linked to this post. And if there are any topics you'd like me to talk about, please leave the comment in the comments box. Please share this video widely so that we combat, fake news. And I know a lot of forwards will be going around with all sorts of information. Feel free to share this video with your family and with your friends. Till next time, goodbye.